Welcome to the Michael Singer podcast, presented by Sounds True, in partnership with Shanti Publications. For more information about Michael Singer's work, access to all prior episodes, and information about upcoming releases, we invite you to join us at michaelsingerpodcast.com.
Doctorate. Most people, almost all of us, get so filled with dogma, beliefs, hopes, dreams, concepts, views, preferences, likes, dislikes, and that's all we see. And that's the truth. We're in here, we're conscious. It's not that you're not conscious, it's what you're conscious of. And what almost all human beings are and always have been conscious of. So it's going on in our mind. What it's talking about. I like this, I don't like that, I prefer this, I'm afraid of that. It just talks. And it expresses the heart. It expresses what impressions have been made on your heart over the course of your life. I've explained it to you a million times. That talk inside your head, I'm not talking about intellectual talk, I'm talking about personal talk. What I like, what I don't like, what I want, what my goals are, what's right, all kinds of stuff goes on in there. It's all because of impressions that got left deep in your heart over the course of your life. Something hurts you, it leaves a mark on the heart. It talks about that. It comes back at various times. You dream about it. It's trying to release from the heart, but you kept it down there. You suppressed it. You held on to it down there. So it's going to try to release. To me, that's what we call the noisy mind, the personal mind, the neurotic mind. It's just the energy that was stored in the heart from either the good or the nice or the not nice experiences. And I told you it's about 1,000 to 1 or way bigger of how many things actually hit you so deep in your heart that it's the meaning of your life versus anything that bothers you, and you store it inside. You don't want to be bothered. So now you have this rapping, this noising, this talking go on inside your mind. And the mind feeds back to the heart. They're tied together. If your heart has some insecurity or something happened when you were young, that's your formative years, because they are very impressionable. That's the word they use. You're impressionable. What does that mean? It means the event left an impression, doesn't come and go like the white lines in the road, or the trees you drive by, or the clouds. They come and go. But this event didn't come and go. Why? Because you held on to it. It wasn't pleasant. You didn't like it. And you didn't want to feel it. That's the whole key. We teach this all the time. Someday you'll get it. I don't want to feel it. Then you're in trouble. Because the very fact that you don't want to feel it means you're not willing to feel it. Trouble is, it happened. Or it wouldn't be in there. So what do I do with it? I push it away so it doesn't come all the way in close to my consciousness, close to the self, close to where I live. I just pick and choose, push this away, I cling to that, and I make this little model inside my head and my heart based on what I like and don't like. And then I guide my whole life that way. It didn't even take 2 pages of a book to explain everything that's going on. Is that not going on? Psychology says so. It says, man is the sum of his learned experiences. Not true. You are the consciousness who's aware that you learned these experiences, and they keep going on because you held on to them. If you hold on to it, obviously it stays because you said, I don't want to let it go. Either because I liked it, very rare, or because I really didn't like it, either a little bit or a lot. And so that's all of psychology, what you held on to. And then you built a house in there. The house that you could figure out that if this happened and that didn't happen and that happened and no one said that, and if that hadn't have happened, you just build this world in your mind saying, I'll be okay if I can get what I want and not have to get what I don't want. And then you run around your whole life trying to do that, trying to get what you want and avoid what you don't want. There's a much deeper life, but people don't really want to hear about it. They'd rather come to a lecture that teaches them how to get what they want. teach me how to attract what I want, teach me how to behave in a way, how to get what I want. This financially, relationships, personal body, looks, and everything. It's just, how do I get it the way I want it? So let's start drilling down into that. First, nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't lead anywhere. You've been struggling your whole life to do it. Get what you want, avoid what you don't want. Isn't that really simple? That's true or not? Your whole life, trying to get what you want, avoid what you don't want. And it's changed all the time, didn't it? But it's still based on what I think will make me be okay. And I question, this is what calls going deep, questioning, diving. How do you know what you think will make you be okay? Where'd you get that notion that if I get married, I'll be okay, if I have 3 children, but not 4, and if I have a house of a certain size and a certain earning? Where did you get that idea that that is what would make you be okay? I hope you don't think you just came up with it yourself. You didn't. You had experiences that made you feel good about certain things, made you feel bad about other things. And then you started collecting those experiences. Man's a sum of his learned experiences. And so you started collecting the ones you liked, collecting the ones you didn't like. I told you, so probably 10,000 to 1. Slightest thing in the world bothers you. You wish the slightest thing in the world blew you away, but it doesn't. It takes a lot to blow you away, but it doesn't take a lot to bother you, does it? The driver in front of you, the temperature, the wind messes your hair up, what somebody said, what you think somebody might have said, what you're afraid somebody might say. Look at all the things that can bother you. How many things can blow you away? 2. So you devote your life to this. Where did you get the notion? That's what it means to go deeper to the root. Not what do you want? Why do you want it? Oh, you don't like that question. Especially like the relationships, right? I want to have a relationship with somebody who treats me the way I want to be treated. Now, that's really nice. They don't even know you. Don't worry, they'll find out. Right or wrong, pay attention. How does anybody else know what you want? You have to manipulate them. You have to train them. Make clear that their mind is the sum of your past experiences. This is not naturally. How could it be? Every single person as they walk through life had totally different experiences than you. Then all of a sudden at 25 or 35, whatever it is, you bump into each other. Oh, it's my soulmate. Want to bet? I'm not trying to be unromantic, all right? That person has nothing to do with you. I mean, spiritually, there might be a connection, but in terms of the mind and the heart, the programming that has gone on every moment of that person's life has nothing to do with the programming that went on to you. But you won't look at that. You honestly think, I met somebody who's just like me. They can't be. They had totally different experiences. That's enough of a wake-up call for you to understand why you have so much trouble with relationships. Because you honestly believe they're you. You said you love me. Yes. That means you know everything about me. It means you behave the way I want you to. You'll never say anything I don't want. Who taught? How could? I don't understand. They had a whole lifetime experience at every moment. You weren't there. You honestly believe you project your state of mind and emotions onto them. And then you say, how could you say that to me? I would never have said that to you. How could you do that? I never thought you would do that. You weren't there. You don't know what programmed them. You do not know a single thing across the years and years. If they go to work, they come back a different person. Whatever happened to them at work has left impressions on how they think, on their moods, on what they like and what they don't like, what they want to happen, what they look forward to going to work the next day. You weren't there, but you don't understand that. You think they're you. How's that working out? They'll never behave exactly the way you expect them to forever? Every time? Of course not. You wake up and your life becomes so much easier when you wake up and realize, oh, I'm projecting what I want onto them, and I think they want what I want. Until we decide to get married, right? And I have a dream of, I don't want to have, I want 3 children. That's what I want to do. And we've been in love for at least a couple of months. And then all of a sudden you find out he or she don't want to have children. They want to travel. They want a free spirit. You say, I didn't know that. How was I to know? And so what does it mean to wake up? You wake up and you realize this truth that you don't want to hear, which is everybody's different than you. Not way deep inside. The consciousness is one. Don't ever let anyone take it away from you. That which is watching your mind and your heart be the sum of your learned experiences is transcendent to both. But you can't get there right now. You will. Why? Because it is very distracting. Your consciousness is distracted by what's going on in your mind and your heart. They're very noisy, aren't they? And they're rather distracting. Emotions are distracting and thoughts are distracting. Every single thing is pretty distracting. So you get pulled down into it. Who's you? The consciousness. The awareness of being, you in there, yourself. Consciousness gets pulled down into the shadow of the mind and the emotions of the heart. And most people never leave. That's where they live. And they think that it's all about getting the heart what it wants and getting the mind what it wants. That's the only way you'll be okay, as if out there matches in here. That's what you want. The outside, as it unfolds, should match what's already inside of you. Does it? Is that a natural thing that just, okay, every person gets exactly what they want, it just matches just the way they want? Right? Not only does no one know what you want, the outside world doesn't know what you want. Right? It unfolds in accordance to the laws of physics, the laws of chemistry, the laws of psychology, the laws of nature, right? That's not what you unfold by. You unfold by what you experienced in the past. I've tried to get that across. I can tell with you getting your eyes go boom. The outside world was not meant to match what you made up based on the experiences you had in the past. It wasn't there. The outside world wasn't there at the time. It was where it was at the time. And so everything moves through Einstein's time and space continuum, and it's different everywhere. But you're not, because you held on to certain things from the past, and now you brought them to the present, and you said to the world, be my way. Be my way, or I want to talk to you. I'm going to sleep on the couch for 3 months. And I don't even want you thinking what I don't want you thinking. I don't even want to think that you might be thinking about what I thought you were thinking. Do I? Okay? Wow. And so what do you do when you wake up? You start realizing there's no win in that. The world's not going to match you. It wasn't meant to. The world marches to cause and effect. It marches to science. It marches to reality. Every event that happens causes the next event, but there's not one event happen, thousands of them happen, and they coalesce together to create the current moment. And now you start to, let's go. Let's get spiritual. Let's get deep. All right? Is that a true statement? That the causes that have happened before all coalesce together everywhere, and they create the next moment. It's not what you want. It's the sum total of all the cause and effects that ever happened in that one moment. That's what's happening. But you think it's about you. That's the epitome. We talk about ego. That is ego. I am the center of the universe, and things should be the way I want. Yes or no? Should things be the way you want? No wonder there's wars. No wonder there's so much disharmony. Everybody thinks they're it, and they expect everything around them to match what they thought. Otherwise, it's wrong. That's what I like the best. What do you say when it doesn't match what you wanted? It's wrong. You shouldn't have done that. It shouldn't have done that. That's not fair. It has something to do with fairness. It has nothing to do with that kind of right or wrong. It has to do with their whole these causes that happen from the beginning of time. They all unfold, hit each other. Every moment, they manifest whatever that moment is the sum of its. Psychology says that man is the sum of learned experiences. Science says reality is the sum of all the causes that made it be that way. Reality is the result of all the causes that coalesce together to create every moment that exists. And then you are the witness, the experiencer of whatever moment you have to be standing. Go, I'm going to pick you up and drop you in somewhere else. You'll be having a different experience. How's it supposed to be what you wanted before I moved you? Right? There's not a chance in the world. If I drop you in France at a restaurant, whoa, they don't speak English. What's wrong with these people? I don't know if I like this kind of food. It's all about you. It's not about you. That moment existed before you got there. It exists way after you leave. And it would exist if you weren't there. And I see how big ego is. It's not, oh, he's egotistical. Even if you're weak and you're negative, you think you're it. The world's against me. It'll never be the way I want it to be. It doesn't matter. Ego up, ego down. Ego means I am in here and it's all about me. And everybody should be about me. Can we take a breath? Who can hear this? All right? How can it not be that way? That's how it is. And that's why the world is the way it is. That's why there's disharmony. That's why there's wars. That's why there's hate. That's why there's everything. Why do you love some people and dislike others? I'll bet you like the ones that agree with you. And I'll bet you really don't like the ones who have totally different opinions and views than you do. It's still about you. Do you see it? It's all about you. And then you're taught how to get what you want. I don't teach that. I'm sorry. I'm surprised you guys show back up. It is not about getting what you want. So finding out why you're such a mess in there and where in the world did you get this concept that of 8.3 billion people on the planet Earth, what matters is you. Why don't they matter? Equally the same, because they think they matter as much as you think you matter. I guarantee you right now. Okay, what does it mean? It means you will never, ever know peace while you're doing that fight. While you are making up inside yourself based on your past experiences, personal experiences, your emotions, your mind, and that's happening. And the only way you can be okay is to go out there day and night, all the time, and work to make it be the way you want. And if you want to do meditation, do mantras, you're working to make it be what you want. If you want to use a gun, you're making it do what you want. If you want to use teachings that do this and that, and you behave a certain way, you're doing what you can to make it be the way you want. And there is no peace in that. We got a groundwork? Question, what do you do about this now that you see the reality of what's going on? If you want to have a beautiful life and a meaningful life, it can't be about that. It can't be about getting what you want, the bigger house or the certain relationship or a divorce plus a different marriage or whatever it is. They're transient things. They come and they go. You wanted to have a bunch of kids and now it's maniacal in the house. You want to get away, but you can't get away. None of it ever works. It can't. They literally can't work. Why? One, because what you want changes. So how can it be the way you want? It keeps changing. And two, even if it is the way you want, it gets old. You get used to it. It doesn't turn you on anymore. Now you need different strong vacations and all kinds of stuff. You're always struggling. You're always running. And I taught this the other day. You're running away from yourself. You stored all this stuff in here. It's not peaceful because it doesn't even match. You might both want something and not want something based upon the different experience you had at a different time in your life. Become bifurcated. It's a mess in there. And you struggle to keep it together. And you say, oh, she's really together. Why? Because she looks like she got what she wanted. And at this particular point in time, she's doing well. Or that person's really not together. They seem to be struggling tremendously, depressed all the time. It just comes and goes. All right. What's the answer? There is an answer. The answer is you look and you understand what you're looking at. I'm looking at a psyche, meaning I call the psyche the sum of your personal mind and your personal heart. They got programmed by your past experiences. They're very strong. Why would they not be? You had a nice experience, you'll have it again. Makes perfect sense. You had a bad experience, you don't have it again. So you've now stored this programming inside and they've defined who you are. But that's not who you are. You're the one who's in there noticing. You are noticing, don't you? People say it. I love it. They talk in a way that's so spiritual. Most of the non-spiritual ones. They say, my mind is driving me crazy today. My is a possessive pronoun. I want to know whose mind it is. My heart hurts. So whose heart is it? Who's noticing? Do you notice when your heart hurts? Do you notice when your mind's being negative and freaking you out? When you're scared and insecure? Do you notice? You notice, but you don't pay attention. Who notices? That is your way out. You are in there noticing. You notice when you feel good. You notice when you feel bad. Who? You who's aware. So basically you wake up and you realize, one, It's not about getting what you want. It's not about avoiding what you don't want. Doesn't mean that if something comes to you and it's nice and you like it, that you renounce it. Doesn't mean that if something comes to you and it is toxic and doesn't feel good, that you don't take a breath and work with what you can do to work with it. But what you do before you do that is notice who's noticing. I am in here, and what you said to me made my heart hurt. I'll look at it. I'm not sure it's what you said, but it seemed like that's what you said. That's enough to do it, isn't it? And you take one look at eventually you take, I say, my teachers are, don't struggle with your mind. Don't struggle with your heart. Just notice. I dare you to notice. If your mind's acting up and you tell me my mind's driving me crazy, who is noticing this? If your heart hurts, if your heart's just suddenly filled with love and so attracted to this person, go on, run after him. Let's see what happens. Get married in Vegas. Okay? And you just realize, I'm in here. Can I take a breath? That's the key. Can I in here who notices the state of the mind and the state of the heart at a given point in time, you do notice it, can I create a little space, not suppression, not fight with it, just notice. Those are the deep teachings. Now you're paying attention to who's in there instead of paying attention to what you see when you're in there. But you are the experiencer. You're not the experience. A thought is something you experience. Who does? An emotion is something you experience. Who does? That's the step back. That is the deep spirituality. So you step back and you give a little space. Yes, I noticed it. Over time, you'll notice that you notice. And the distance between getting caught in it and getting pulled into it becomes greater. And you'll start having something that I wanted to talk about. How do you get to the point where something happens outside? Did it happen? I like that you be straight with yourself. Something happened outside. Step back. Mickey, did it happen? Yeah. How do you know? Because it happened. I saw it. Huh? If it didn't happen, it wouldn't be in here. It happened. Okay, very good. Can you make it not have happened? I'm strict with him. I don't have to do it anymore, but I did in the beginning. All right? Can you make it not have happened, that which happened? No one has ever made something not happen that happened. Okay, can you deal with it? Now that it happened and it can't not have happened, are you okay? Not do you like it? Not do you not like it? Not that it bother you? Can you handle that it happened? Because it did, and you admitted it can't not happen, so you have a choice. You're very binary. I'm a computer guy. Either you handle it, and then you deal with it. You let it go. Yes, it happened. Yes. Doesn't matter if I liked it or not. That did not make it not have happened. Can I deal with it? Not do I like it or not like it. Can I handle the fact that it happened? And you're going to find out in the beginning, and fairly far down the road, the answer is no. I can't handle it. It disturbed me. It created disturbance, and I don't want to feel the disturbance. And so now I'm going to get weird. I'm going to get weird. I'm going to say something, do something, throw pots and pans, run away. I will do something. You hear me? I will do something. Why? Because I can't handle it. Now we're really down to spiritual growth. Just to understand, the day that no matter what happens in the realm of reality, you can handle. It doesn't mean you don't do anything about it. But you don't do about it because you can't handle it. If you can't handle what happened, in my opinion, you're the worst person to deal with it. You just admit it, I can't handle it. Take the car and drive it down the road. I don't know how to drive. Well, then you shouldn't be the one I gave the car to. I can't handle what you said. Then you should not be the one who decides what to do about it because you just admitted you can't handle it. So it's not that you don't deal with it. You don't deal with it as a way of making it go away. Why? It's not going to go away. You just admitted to me, if it happened, it happened. What if they apologize? You say you accepted the apology because it made you feel better. Hear me? But if they ever did anything even close to it again, you will bring it right back up. You told me you wouldn't do that anymore. 3 years ago, you promised me that you wouldn't do that. It's still in there. It still bothered you. The apology gets put on top of what happened. It's put on top of the fact that you couldn't handle it. You didn't get rid of it. It didn't pass through. It's not done. The white lines in the road are done. The clouds in the sky are done. The trees you drive by are done. But that is not done. That, when you said that to me, I said, I accept your apology. What does that mean? I will put on top of that terrible thing that I stored in there your apology. That will help to neutralize it. It didn't get rid of it. It didn't actually do, might as well jump ahead in a minute. There's a state called letting go. What do you mean? Is that the same as somebody finally said the apology I feel better about? No. That's not good enough. It's about realizing I got a choice. This event happened. Either I let it go. I let go of the fact that I didn't like it. I let go of the fact that it hurt me. I let go of that. So it's not in there anymore. It became like the white lines. Can it become like the white lines? Of course it can. It's over. Like I said 3 years ago, it's only in there because you're holding it in there. Nothing really leaves marks in there. You are holding it in there saying, I can't handle this. I couldn't handle what happened. Therefore, I'm keeping it, which I always challenge you guys and say, is it intelligent to store inside of your heart and mind everything that bothered you the most throughout your life? Because you're going to be disturbed. Why? Because you stored disturbance in there, haven't you? And it builds. So there's a state in which you get deeper and you say, it's not about an apology. It's about this reality. It happened. Can I handle that it happened? And the answer is yes. How? By relaxing and releasing and not let it create resistance inside of me, just honoring the fact that at that point in time and space, that took place. And fine, I'm deep enough to be able to handle it. I was driving my car. Somebody ran a red light. I didn't hit him. Thank God I'm a decent driver. I skidded all around. It was scary as could be, right? Skidded all around, ended up on the side of the road. And the guy took off, didn't even stop. How you doing? Well, that's not a very nice experience. Okay. Is it over? Yeah. Is it over inside of you? No. Will it ever be over inside of you? No. Now when I'm driving in a car and somebody takes I hear screeching, anything, I grab the handles, I grab things, hold on. I'm a back seat, front seat driver, telling everyone, right? Because no, that happened to me. Anybody listening? If you hold it in there, it's going to run your life. Except I add the I, ruin your life. Because everything's going to be built on top of that. And it's going to determine how you feel and what's going on. As opposed to, it took place. Of course it was disturbing. Of course it didn't feel good. All right. But can I handle it? Of course I can handle it. Do I want it to have happened? Of course not. But that doesn't matter whether I wanted it to. It happened. Come on. You can't just sit there and decide how it should have been. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. Fine. Freud's got names for that. Suppress it, because it did happen. You better suppress it so it's not in your mind all the time. Repress it. And then my favorite, denial. People can get so lost, they deny that it happened. I can't handle it, so I won't think about it. I just know that did not take place. Nope. And so you have these things where you just resist it. What's your alternative? Don't resist it. What do you mean don't resist it? Experience the experience. Let it come through. Maybe it takes some time. Let it come through and offer it to the universe as an experience that took place. Then what? Then deal with it. Now that you're clear, now that you can deal with it, call the police, maybe write down a license number, right? But not out of anger, not out of fear, out of what's called clarity. Here's a clear being dealing with a situation that unfolded. You are capable of reaching that state, period. Every one of you are capable of that. And then, notice I'm saying, you handle it, then deal with it. You will find out that at least 90% of the time, if you can handle it, there's nothing to deal with. I yelled out, hey, Sally, my best friend, Sally, how you doing? She didn't even turn around. She walked right by. Can you handle it? Of course not. Why would she do such a thing? Oh, I have fun trying to figure out how she did such a thing. She didn't know, but she had earbuds on. She didn't hear a word she said. But now you made a neurotic mess of yourself. The next time you see her, you don't want to see her, you avoid her, you walk, you hear me? This is what we're doing inside. And so instead, you sit there and look at it and you say, I don't want to be, I don't need to do that. I don't care why she walked by. And that's why I really wanted to talk about this I don't care stuff. Who's willing to go deeper? I don't care can mean two different things. It means I really care. And I'm pushing it away. I don't care what you said. I don't care what you do. Hey, you know about that? I don't care. I don't care where you live. I don't care what you do. I don't care what happens to you for the rest of your life. Oh, yeah, I think you do care. I think you suppressed it and it's building in there and you're just saying, I don't care because I don't want to deal with it. You hear me? There's another I don't care. I've never talked to you about that. That you really don't care. Okay? I don't care that the white lines are sometimes yellow. How about you? They are. Did you notice that? Is that okay with you? Right? I used to tell the story. I'll do it again. We have time. Right? There's a guy that used to paint the lines on the road. You know, he sits in a little thing in the back and pulls the handle. Have you ever seen that, right? They drive down there, put the lines, right? He got fired. He got fired last year. Why? It's dribbles all over the frickin' place. Every place he did, there's dribbles at the end of it, right? His boss told him numerous times, I ain't living with the dribbles, right? You got to do better than this, all right? All right. Can he handle it? No, I got fired. It's not fair. The machinery broke, right? I guarantee when that person drives down the road 3 years later and sees a dash line that has a dribble on it, he wants to stop. See? He kept it inside. See the difference? You just drive right by. Some of your learned experiences, you let that determine the state of your being. No, fine. If you didn't do well with the dotting, if you pick, paint something. I don't know. Paint modern art with that dots all over, spill all over the place. All right? It's like, stop it. Stop holding in there something that was disturbing. Right? It's going to do nothing but keep you just, am I right or wrong? It will keep you disturbed forever. So the I don't care is, I'm driving down the road. I did get fired years ago over that. And I see a dribble. Nothing happens inside of me. I don't care. That's what happened. I got fired. Somebody else dribbled. It's none of my business. It has nothing to do with me. It was 3 years ago. I don't know how to explain it. But there's an I don't care, which is basically saying, I don't care. There's a cloud. Look at it. If I turn it sideways, it looks like my grandfather who died a few years ago. To which you say, it's a cloud. I don't care if it looks like a grandfather. And you get to the point where you actually don't care. I'm driving down the road. I'm not perfect at this, by the way. I'm driving down the road and I pull into a lane and I'm driving and it's a 55-mile speed limit and the person in front is going 35 and I'm in a rush. I wait for them to speed up and they don't. Okay. And you can't pass. There's traffic, single lane, this, that. All right. How are you doing? Because it's a perfect case for, I don't care, fine. And it'll take the time it takes and the person will drive the way they want to drive. And talking to them in my car to myself is not helping anything. We're talking about reality here. In my experience, because I told you I'm not perfect at this, all right? I'm better than I used to be. I drive down there and I'm driving and I try to let go. I just like, okay, the thing. And 2 blocks later, they put their blinker on and turn. I wasted 2 blocks of my life not being okay. And my favorite is if they're driving that slow and an opening comes and I pass them and I drive down and a mile down the road is a stop sign. They're pulling right behind me. Have fun with yourself. Dare to look. It doesn't mean I shouldn't have passed. No. Doesn't mean I should have passed. No. It just means, are you dare to looking at what's going on in there? If you're disturbing yourself, you're disturbing yourself over the weather, over the driver, over what somebody, it's bad enough. You disturb yourself over what somebody said. You disturb yourself over what you're not sure what they said. You disturb yourself in case they ever say what you don't want them to say. Okay, and you wonder why we're disturbed. That spirituality is about letting go of the impressions that are made in there that don't need to be there. They're not doing anything but creating neurosis. And so they can't sleep at night because it happened 5 years ago. People get divorced. Not really. It was a tough divorce for the next 5 or 10 years of their life. If they hear the person's name, they get upset. If they drive by where they used to go together to the movies or the restaurant, they will never go back to the restaurant ever again. They didn't get divorced. The outside changed. The inside's still doing the same old job. And you have dreams about it again. And if anybody acts a little bit like what that person used to say, well, you're all over that. I don't need another one of you in my life. The alternative is to say, I got married, we had a nice marriage, it got all screwed up, it's over. Fine. That's what happened. I don't care. I really don't care. If I see the guy or the gal again, I'm open. It's just not a problem. I'm not trying to win their affection. I'm not trying to do anything. Just, okay, fine. We had a dance, all right? And so then you have actually let go. And that's what it comes down to. Are you willing to reach the point, all right, take the weather. I always talk about that. Can it get hot out? Florida gets hot out, right? Gets hot out, 98 degrees. Do you complain? Of course you do, all right? What good does it do? I actually teach in one of my books, you want a guru? The weather's your guru. Where do you see how high you can get based on the weather? Because you do complain. I like between 68 and 74, but only relative humidity below 50, so my hair doesn't frizz. And you just, what are you doing? You've just set up for not liking the day because the weather's going to be what it is. It didn't ask you and it couldn't care less what you're saying. And so you sit there and say, just at the basic principle, I understand. I'm not going to change it. So either I bother myself about it or I don't bother myself about it. Binary. And I don't want to bother myself about it. In fact, I'm not going to bother myself about it. I don't care. If it's hot and I'm sweating, fine. That's what it is. If it's cold and I have to put more clothes on, I'll put more clothes on. I don't care. Meaning, literally, I don't care. But what if I put something on and it looks bulky and I look fat? I don't care. It's fine. Well, yeah, but now you're getting down to really what teachings are. I'll just touch it for a minute because I can't handle it. Why do you care what other people think about you? No, you don't understand how deep that sentence was. Why do you care what other people think about you? They have nothing to do with you. They're the sum of their learned experiences. So you put on something that makes you look heavy, and they fall in love with you because their grandmother was like that, and when she loved her so much, and she put on coats like, yes or no? It's not about you, it's about them. Caring about what other people think about you, that is a non-starter. You're in trouble. One, because they're really thinking about you based on them, and two, because you have no idea what they're thinking about you. You put on that coat, you don't sit there and think, oh, that person's grandmother liked heavy stuff. They like me. You don't think that. You think your grandmother picked on you because you're heavy, and that's what you project on the next person. You have no idea what they're thinking. How do you know what someone else is thinking about you? Admit it, you don't. You can't possibly. They've had their entire life to formulate their opinions and their hopes, their dreams, their preferences, and their judgments, haven't they? And you have a totally different experience every minute of your life. And you are sitting there caring what they think about you. You don't know what they think about you. They're just projecting, and you don't even know what they're projecting. Oh, I could tell. They changed their gait when they looked at me. You have to come down to the point where you accept reality enough to where you say, it's not about whether I care or not. It's like reality is a reality. I've learned to handle it. It's all coming down to how do you handle reality? I put the coat on. My mother used to complain that I look heavy wearing that coat, and I'm looking around for another coat. What are you wasting your time? Put their coat on. You know what I like? Einstein. Ever see Einstein's hair? You want to see someone who doesn't care? Yeah, beautiful. Why? He's up here. He's in his mind doing formulas. I don't care what it looks like, right? Be free. And what's funny is when I grew up, a very long time ago, if you had rips in your jeans, you feel sorry for them. But now, it's cool, man. The more ripped the things damn things are, the more they cost. Really, every rip costs another $20, right? So how do you know what anybody is feeling or thinking or doing? You don't. You just project yourself out there, all right? And you kill yourself and you worry and you feel rejected. I have seen situations in my life, over the course of my life, fortunately early, where I'll behave a certain way or say a certain thing or give a certain talk, like in college or high school or stuff like that. And I'll feel, oh man, you made an ass of yourself. Oh, it was terrible. And somebody walks up to me and says, what you said changed my life. You have no idea. I just had never looked at it that way. And you mentioned that. And thank you. And I'm in there bothering myself about, how do you know? And so you eventually reach the point, how about if I come from honestly within myself? That's what I've learned. Come honestly within myself, not what somebody else projects, from within myself, to do the best I can to create the most beauty and love and understanding and compassion in the world in which I live. That's my motive. Do I do good at it? I don't know. How would you know? You go ask a bunch of people, I'll say something different. Okay? That which turns somebody else on, turns somebody else off. So you can't do that. I'm begging you. You would change everything if you listen to me. And so you come inside and you say, I'm in here. I'm not out there. And they don't decide who I am. I don't have to behave according to them. I have to behave from the deepest place I can find within myself. If they accept it, fine. If they reject it, fine. I'm okay. I want to play some music. I don't play very well, let's say. But I love singing, I love playing, and sing my heart out. Okay? I don't care whether you like it or not. I'm not going to not sing my heart out because somebody thinks he hit that note out of tune. Because then I'm not okay. Do you understand that? And guess what? And I've seen this throughout my life. You live like that, they all love you. Your energy is so free. It's so open. They literally admire the energy you're exuding, and everybody wants to be around you, no matter what you look like. I've met great saints, very great people, have tremendous shakti. They ain't so good looking, but it has nothing to do with their look. Everyone wants to be around them. Everyone wants to be close to them. Everyone wants to do everything. Do you understand that? Because they're emanating that freedom, that love. And you start understanding it's not about getting people to like you. It's about being true to yourself, finding the deepest place inside yourself to where you can come, not from your junk having to express itself, just from where you're at, what can you see clearly? And you realize, okay, I would like to bring love in the world. You guys wouldn't be here if that wasn't true. I'd like to bring love in the world. I have trouble. Why? Because there's just some people I can't love. And I can tell you a secret. Until you let go of the fact that you can't love people, you won't love people. You will project your concept of how they're supposed to be lovable, be worthy of your love. Are you worthy of my love? You will reach the point that wouldn't even enter your mind ever. Everyone, the mosquito's worthy of your love. The roach is worthy of your love. You hear me? I have a motto, right? If it's running away, it doesn't want to get caught. Doesn't mean you don't deal with it, right? Just, I'm not trying to teach you how to be. I don't want to teach you how to be. I want you to understand that there's a deep part of your being inside that is not built upon the foundation of the sum of your learned experiences. You've learned how to handle different things. If they were in the past, you couldn't handle them. You work with them. You can work with them. You work with them. Do you have things inside of you that bother you from the past? Are there things inside of you from the past that you really just don't like, they shouldn't have happened, and you don't deal with them well? Yes or no? Okay. Would you like them not to be in there? Are they doing any good for you? They happened in kindergarten. They happen in what they call your formative years. Now, there's some stuff you want to let go of. Why do you want that stuff in there? Does it have to be in there? Of course not. Proof, when it comes back up, and it does, different situations bring it back up, you push it back down. What if you didn't? What if you saw the fact that it got stimulated, started to come back up, You took one look at it and said, I don't want that running my life. I don't want that determined. You're right, man. I told you, a couple fall in love and one have children, the other doesn't. Well, let's dig down a little bit. Why don't you have children? I just don't want to. I've never wanted to. Why? I don't want to talk about it. But what if we do talk about it? Well, I didn't have such a great childhood. You didn't. No, and I don't want to bring children to this world that they have to have a childhood like I had. I don't want to put my children through that. Is that a good reason not to have children? That's where your preferences come from. Experiences. Okay? I care for you. I don't want this stuff in there for you. I have some inkling of an idea of what it's like to not have that going on in there. And so you look at it and you say, just catch yourself, catch before you react. Pay attention to what's going on in there. And you sit there and say, I don't need this in there. The trouble is, it was stored with pain. It's coming back with pain. You have to be able to handle the release of that pain, not rationalize or figure out or avoid having children or whatever it is so you don't have to feel it. You don't want it in there. Because if it's not, that'll be something else and just run your whole life. And so you sit there and say, purpose of this day is to wake up in the morning, ready? I am going to go through this day without storing more. I'm not telling you to deal with the big stuff. If I were you, I wouldn't touch it yet. Why? For the same reason, if you've never played the piano, do not sit down and try to play Tchaikovsky or Beethoven or Mozart. Does it mean eventually you can't learn to? Of course you can. So if you got all that stuff stored in there, and you say, as I go through this day, just this day, one day, I'm not putting more in there. I got enough in there. All right? I'm going to handle what I can. The driver, the weather, Sally not saying hello, whatever it is. Hear me? I'm going to see where I can let go and bother to. And that's what I'm going to do today. Let go. You will not do perfect in any way, shape, or form. There are things that will happen that hit your stuff and you'll get dropped, pulled down. Then at night, sit down and take inventory. Just take a quick, no judgment, no judgment. That's another problem. You think you're supposed to be able to do. I don't teach you that. Do what you can do, but bother doing it. Can you play the scales? Not perfectly. Can you play the C scale? Forget the sharps. Yeah, then practice. Will you get better? Answer me, will you get better if you practice that scale? Let's say you do a sport. Do you get better at the sport when you practice? Then why is this not a sport? The sport of not putting more in there today. Of course I can't do it perfectly. Just like I can play the piano or play the sport perfectly to start with. But if I practice letting go, if I practice saying I'm going to go through the day and I ain't putting more in there, well, what happens if you see yourself putting more in there? Relax, let go. Just look at it. I don't need to complain about the weather or the driver in front of me or about Sally. I can not care. I can let go. Truly not care. Fine, it's hot. Fine. All right? Fine, it's cold. Fine, Sally didn't say hello. Have fun with it. Make it a game. I mean, Sally didn't say hello. That's a big one. It is not. There's 8.3 billion people on planet Earth. They did not say hello either. Learn to open up and let go as much as you can. It's fun, all right? And you're going to find out if you let it go, it doesn't bother you again because you let it go. You understand? In fact, you have fun with it. Instead of complaining about it and bring yourself down. So you keep letting go. And then in the evening, you did the best you could. And I'm teaching you deep, right? Do not ever judge the results of the best that you can do. Look at me. Do not ever judge the results if you did the best that you could. Why? That's like I'm playing the piano and can't play the scales. I'm never going to touch it again because I messed up. That's ridiculous. You do the best that you can. If you're not doing the best that you can, that's a different story. But just do the best that you can to let go. And then when you sit down at night, you'll see there are things you didn't let go of. Accept that. Honor that. Those are your practice. Practice run. We'll do better next time. No judgment. No shame. No blame. This is how you grow spiritually. Then look to see if there's stuff you didn't let go of today. You could have. Could you have done better? Always. But don't judge. Just look at it and say, tomorrow. And you wake up in the morning and you're cleaner than you were. the day before because you used the day to let go. If you do this, your whole life will change. Your whole life will change. You'll be happier than you were before. Why? Because you didn't make yourself unhappy. And the more you let go, then the more openness there is. And because you practice, you can let go of bigger things until eventually, and that's where I want you to be, because I care for you, you'll wake up in the morning and you say, bring it on. Bring what on? Whatever it is, come and get it. I don't want it in here. All it's doing is causing pain and sorrow and suffering and anxiety, all right? And you start becoming what's called a letting go machine. It's all about letting go, and you'll get higher and higher. You'll notice nothing brings you down. You'll be able to handle, and eventually you get really high, and you'll notice something. Underneath all that suppressed stuff, there's Shakti. There's ecstasy. There's joy. It's just welling up inside of you, but it gets blocked by your stuff. So at some point, you let go of enough stuff, you'll start feeling that flow going up, all right? Then I'm not trading off this beautiful feeling of peace and love because the way the guy in front of me is driving, and I don't think so. I'm not letting go with this beauty and love and peace I feel inside of myself because my spouse came home in a bad mood, slammed the door. Fine. He or she needs some space. They can have it. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less because you really don't care. Do you understand that? And when they come out, there's love, understanding, compassion, rather than how could you treat me like that? All right. I hope it helps you. Work with yourself. This is what it means to work with yourself, not get what you want. Don't renounce it, right? Things will come. Things will go. If it comes, say thank you. If it goes, say thank you. Because they're both for your growth. All right. Jackard.
You've been listening to the Michael Singer Podcast, produced by Sounds True in partnership with Shanti Publications. For more information on Michael's body of work and all back episodes, please join us at michaelsingerpodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening. Sounds True, waking up the world.